What up, YouTube? Welcome to episode 3 of Curated Topics, brought to you by Curated Sense LLC. Tonight's candle of the evening, we got, this is one of my pride and joys right here. This is called Sangre de Vida. Now this right here is an anatomically correct heart. I really love this bottle. It's by the company Sangre de Vida. It's a tequila company. Please drink responsibly. The scent in here, beautiful scent. This scent is amazing. It's called Vampire Blood. It is a perfume scent, and it's actually, when I first smelled it in the bottle, like it was kind of like, I'll try it. Then I poured it out and actually put it into the candle and made it just to experiment. And I've had this candle for about almost 2 years now, and I haven't lit it yet because it just smells so good, and I don't want it to go away. But I love the design of the bottle. I love the heart shape. This is probably one of my most fun candles to make. I had to be real careful when I was cutting the bottle and all of that. But back to the scent. The scent smells absolutely amazing. Will set the mood right. You know, you got your little female friend over, you got your girl over. Light this up, I'm telling you. All right, first topic. We're gonna start off with some things that happened over the weekend. The Pacers beat the Knicks, and they move on to the finals, which is kind of exciting for the Pacers fans. I applaud y'all. Pacers did their thing, man. They sent them Knicks packing. Send them on home, because who likes the Knicks anyway? Not me. That's okay. Knicks still made it far. They played well. Cat, shout out to Trista Crick. I call her Statistical Madame. She called Cat the Big Purr. Pause. He was out there balling though. He was trying, but it just wasn't enough. Jalen Brunson, he was trying as well. He dropped a lot of points in that last game, but the Pacers, man, they knew how to adjust in game. And what you are seeing from both teams, to be honest, but especially in this Eastern Conference side, what you are seeing from the Pacers is a team that they don't live by the three. I think every team that lived by the three had an early exit this year, because that three was not falling for them in this round of the playoffs. Also, you saw the importance of in-game adjustments. If you could not adjust in-game, you were losing. And I was really happy with this year's playoffs because it really brought back the true nature of basketball. Basketball is not just about jacking up threes. It's really not. Now, if you can shoot the three, do it. But 30, 40, 50 threes in a game, nobody really wants to see that. It's not that exciting. The Pacers and the Thunder really, really brought the true nature of basketball back. And I'm appreciative. I'm excited to watch the finals. Of course, I wish it was the Cavs, but it is what it is. All right. My question, though. I want to talk about the losers of the Eastern and Western Conference finals. So, T-Wolves and Knicks. And the reason I want to talk about this, the reason I bring this up, is because I want to know what you guys think. And if you have any ideas, drop a comment and below. But who won that trade? They had a blockbuster trade at the beginning of the year. Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. And who do you think won that trade? My personal opinion, I would have to go with the Knicks. I think the Knicks won the trade. They did better in terms of record overall during the year. They had that number 3 spot. I think last year they were number 2 or number 3, something like that. But they made it further and deeper into the playoffs. So I would have to say the Knicks won that. But also, the Knicks and T-Wolves, they made it to the same spot. But the T-Wolves, they were in the Western Conference Finals last year, and they also lost in 5 games last year. So you made this trade, trading Karl Anthony Towns, thinking that, it was a better move for the team. You were going to end out better, and y'all ended in the exact same place. So, y'all got to take a look at that. Timberwolves, I don't know. As far as the Knicks go, I think the problem with the Knicks, you saw a lot of weird adjustments. We saw the rotation get changed many times, which that happens, but Tibbs be running these guys into the ground, man. These dudes be playing damn near 48 minutes, and it's only 5 players. And then you saw people come out onto the floor who hadn't played. I didn't even know they was on the team. Landry Shamet, I thought he retired or something. So you saw guys who we haven't seen in a long time. I like the fact that he tried it and it did result in them winning a game, but he did that like game 3 or 4 or something like that. And it's like, well, it's too late at that point. You should have been doing this at the beginning of the playoffs so these guys can get some continuity with each other. You just kind of seeing, I don't know, it was just kind of like, okay, you just trying stuff. And the playoffs is not the time to just try stuff. You backed yourself into the corner and now you just doing whatever. That's not going to get you anywhere, in my personal opinion. You're not going to get to the championship. He lucky he made it that far, to be honest. But, hey, congratulations to y'all. Y'all made it farther than the Cavs did. Hope you don't do that next season. But, in my personal opinion, I think the Knicks got the better trade out the deal. So, like I said before, let me know what y'all think. Tell me in the comments who you think had the better trade, the Wolves or the Knicks. All right, now let's talk finals predictions. Who you think is going to win between the Pacers and the Thunder? The betting man is going to say the Thunder. I think these teams really match up really well together. They have similar styles of play, similar styles of defense. And I think what we're going to see is the importance of defense in this year's finals. Who can limit Shea? Who is going to guard Chet? And then what is Jalen Williams going to do? And then on the Pacers side, who's going to be your real X factor? You need Tyrese Halliburton to be consistent. He can't have no game of 8 points. He can't have no game of 8 points. You're going to need Nesmith to turn into Jaylen Brown. And this is where Miles Turner might get his chance to make his name in the finals as well. So we're going to see what y'all got, man. My personal opinion, I think the Thunder are going to get it. Especially if they can't do anything with Shea. I think the Thunder's defense and the way they swarm is just going to affect the Pacers. But the Pacers play fast basketball, so it's really kind of a toss-up. And they play a similar style of defense where they guard the whole 94 feet. They don't swarm the same way as the Thunder, but they play so fast-paced and up in your grill, pause, that I think it just depends on whose defense is working the best. So, final start Thursday. I'm excited. We're going to see. I think home court is going to really play into this year's finals. So, I'm hoping it goes all 7 games because I want to watch a lot of basketball. All right. We're going to continue it off with sports. I want to talk about the Cavs, man. What's going on? I hear a lot of trade rumors happening, a lot of things going on, a lot of things flying around the rumor mill, and I don't know if I like what they're talking about. I heard, the Cavs might try to trade Mobley for Giannis. I'm not sure how I like that trade idea. I think Giannis would be a great addition to the team. I mean, he is a 7-foot workhorse, pause, and he brings maximum effort every night. I am not sure how that would line up in terms of what we would give to the Bucks. Evan Mobley just won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know that you want to trade that away. Our defense is pretty good, actually. I think we could do a couple of things to get better defensively, but I don't know if getting rid of Mobley is the right move. Now, I've also seen some things where they say, okay, well, let's trade Darius Garland and Jared Allen. I don't know if I agree with that either. I think Allen is one of the spark plugs to our team, to be honest. I think the way we used him last year was a little bit odd. I think we could use him a little bit better, especially when it comes to the way we play our minutes. I think our real issue is when we switch Mobley and Allen in and out the game for each other and try to play small the rest of the way. I really think that we should get some sort of backup for the two of them, who they can come in, give us some decent minutes, and then you're able to bring those guys back in, because when they play at the same time, they are a nightmare. They are a dynamic duo when it comes to them being on the court at the same time. So I think that's what we should do as a team. The other rumor I heard was if the Mavs decide they want to trade their number one pick, which would be Cooper Flag, we should go and try to get Cooper Flag. I am not always for the new hotness. And yeah, Cooper Flag is good. I saw him play while he was at Duke. I saw him play a little bit when you get to see the practices for Team USA. He's good, but is he better than all the other NBA players? We have yet to see. He's not even drafted yet. So I don't know if I would want to go for that either, especially with what we would give up. They were talking about giving up Donovan. And no, why would you do that? We gonna give up the guy who scored 71 points for us 2 years ago? No, I don't think that's a good move. I do not agree with that, and I really hope that that's not what happens. I don't want us to start rebuilding and all that again. We just had the number one spot in the East. We were number 2 in the league. Let's try to build up our bench. We need a solid bench for Mobley and for Allen, and let's develop that. Let's get a second unit going. Let's start DeAndre Hunter. He deserves a starting position, and he can be the X factor for us next year. A lot of people like Max Strus, but I might have either Max come off the bench or you got to go, because Max, you be hurting us sometimes. That last game, 0 for 9, and then you in there talking about if you don't want to be here, you can just leave. You play like that, bro, you can leave. Like, no disrespect, but 0 for 9 speaks for itself, man. You did not show up, so I don't need all that. We need production, and I like Max Strus. He hit that game winner for us against Dallas. But other than that, like, he's a little bit streaky. He always has some dumb fouls in the game. You know, teach him how to really play defense. His defense right now is, I'm going to throw my whole body at you. We don't need that. We really don't need that, because it's nothing but stupid little ticky-tack fouls that end up costing us in the long run. When we had our runs, our 15-game win streak, our 12-game win streak, I don't think he was in the game. I'm just saying. I ain't, listen. I'm just saying. But I think we need to build up that bench. I think we should shift our rotations a little bit more. There are some guys who I'm like, yeah, you know, you did as good, but I'm sorry, it got to go. I want us to develop Isaac Okoro more. Tell him to get rid of the braids, bro, and keep the fro. Fro Coro, when he has his fro out, he's scoring 10, 12 points, getting steals, guarding the perimeter well. He's probably one of the better perimeter defenders in the league. Get him more time as well. We don't need to just be jacking up threes. And shout out to Sam Merrill. I actually liked how he played this last season. I nicknamed him Scrappy Doo because he'd be out there. He's not the best defender, but he played where he had active hands. He wasn't fouling too much, and he was actually causing a little bit of chaos. He used to be the guy where it's like you gotta hide him because on defense he's gonna let you down. But this last year, he got a lot better defensively, and I really liked his effort. So I appreciate that, Sam Merrill. Keep going, Scrappy Doo. Everybody else, hey, you got to show us something because we got to do better than these second round exits. All right, now for this next topic, I want to talk a little bit about just some motivational stuff. Last week, I talked about one of my shining moments being graduating. And I talked a little bit about the process of how I got there. But I really want to talk about following the plan of life and following the path of life. You know, we all have our own set of plans, right? And what we want to do, what we want to accomplish, and when we want to accomplish it. And life has this funny way of laughing in our faces. It is like, oh, this is what you want to do? Well, check this out. I'm going to throw this obstacle. I'm going to put this challenge. I'm going to put this hill in your way, and let's see how you get it done now. I talked a bit about me having a gap between high school and college. I actually never graduated high school. I got my GED, and that was a long process in and of itself. When I had left high school, I tried to do like homeschool, and that presented its own challenges. I'll talk a little bit about that at a different time. But I really wanted to just talk about how to keep following that path of life. You have to be able to pivot, and you have to be able to keep your eye on what it is that you want to do. I spent like 6 years out of the school system, but I didn't let that stop me from learning. There are things that I did in that in between time to where I was still learning. I was seeking out different programs, different people, things like that to help me so that when it did come time for me to have my opportunity, I was ready. I was able to take the risk because I was tired of the way my life was going. I did not want to just be sitting on the sidelines and not doing anything with myself. I took it upon myself to figure out, okay, how do I get to where I want to go? And I'm still not there yet, but I'm more confident now because I know that all you have to do is find the one spot for you to be able to take that first step forward. And by taking that first step forward, one, it can relieve the pressure, relieve some of the stress, but also it can just show you the direction in which you need to go. It's very eye-opening for you to be like, okay, I took that first step, now let's go to the next move. You have to be willing to take the risk. Taking risks is a part of life. It's a part of every aspect of what you're going to do. If you're too scared to take the risk, you'll never move forward. So you have to be able and willing to take a risk. You can't be scared to fail. If you fail, all you do, pick yourself back up, and try something else. The worst you can do is fail again, and then you try something else. But being able to take that risk and know that you're going to learn something, know that you're going to create a small bit of value for yourself simply by taking that risk, that's what's going to help you move forward. And you have to pay attention to solidifying moments. So one thing that kind of solidified me and helped me in terms of building up my confidence, knowing I could do it. I was in school This was probably maybe my freshman year, and I'll never forget this. Our first bio exam, I got a B on it, and I'm not the type where a B is necessarily satisfactory to me. I'm the type where I'm like, no, I need an A, because that really tells me I know my stuff. So when it came time for the next exam, I studied a little bit harder. I studied longer. I stayed up just a little bit later to study. But I also made sure I went and met with my teacher, things like that. So I tried to do what was necessary to get the A. And so the test time came up, and I was nervous. I was not really confident in some of my answers. I was real nervous about it. And I think maybe like a week went by, which was not normal for this certain professor's like grading period. But then I opened up my email. I get an email, and it's from Dr. T. And Dr. T said, I want to congratulate you because you're one of, I forget how many students, but it wasn't a lot. You're one of this many students who got an A on my exam, and I want to congratulate you and encourage you to continue to do good work and this and that. And, I had a moment with myself because that was my first like A that I had gotten in my collegiate career. And as I said in the last video, I spent 6 years out of the school system. So it really got to me because I felt like I belonged there. It gave me that sense of belonging. It built my confidence up, and it really showed me that, hey, you're doing good. You're doing the right things. You're doing what you can in order to succeed. And I thought about all those times where I had been, laying awake in bed at night, just kind of worrying about myself. Like, well, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? This and that, because I'm not in school. And to have that moment where I've been congratulated for doing a good job, it really put gratitude in my heart, but also it lit a fire in me because I felt like, okay, I can do this and I do belong here. And just like I said before, it was that first step for me where the stress just instantly went away. There was so much relief and release that I was able to continue forward. And I used that to help propel me forward. Now, I didn't have a perfect collegiate career. I didn't graduate with a 4.0, but I did finish with a 3.5. I finished cum laude, and I was on the dean's list multiple semesters. I had my own ups and downs in college, but I always made sure that I tried to put my best foot forward in what it is that I was doing. And it was because of that small moment, it gave me the confidence to continue forward. And when I did make a mistake, I didn't let the mistake hold me down. I didn't let it get me stuck. So I'll leave you all with that. Look at your small moments. Take the small victories and let them propel you forward. Keep them in the back of your mind for when you do make mistakes, so that you know, okay, I can learn from this situation and I can move forward. All right, let's talk a little bit of music. I want to talk about a new song that just dropped. It's by the Clipse. That's Pusha T and Malice. It's called Trumpets. It's going to be on their new album, Let God Sort 'Em Out. And I am super excited for this album after hearing this song. This song is probably lyrical genius. I was listening to it on the way to my car after work, and one of my coworkers, she didn't hear it from the beginning or anything like that, but she walked up and she said, "What is that you listening to?" I was like, "It's this new song." I told her, what it was. She said, "Oh, they just rhyming, huh?" It was funny. But this song is kind of like that. They do some word play where I had to agree. I was like, yeah, they just kind of rhyming, but It's a good song. It's very hard. It's a banger. And it just gets me excited for this album to come out. It's been 15 something years since they dropped the album. I can't wait. I hope Pharrell is on at least half the beats. Like, I am super excited for this album. If you can't tell, I love music, so I really want to talk about this song, especially after hearing about it. I played it maybe 6 times in a row already. So go check it out. Drop a comment below. Let me know what y'all think. Alright, we're going to close the show on out tonight. I want to do a couple of shout outs. First, I'm going to shout out Curated Sense LLC. That's what I'm wearing right here. Make sure you check out our website, curatedsenseLLC.com. We got over 50 cents. Remember, we got a Father's Day sale going on. We also got our Bye Bye Bugs line out right now. So if you're like me and you like to chill outside, but you don't like to get eaten up by mosquitoes and all them other bugs out there, make sure you get you a bug candle, man. I got a YouTube video where that was scent of the month, and check it out as well. But it's gonna keep them away from you, I promise. All right. Another shout out. I want to shout out my boy Aaron Animal again. He gonna be mad because I told y'all I was coming with some artwork, right? Well, check that out right there. So Aaron Animal, man, like his thing is the lions and stuff, and he loves lions. But I got the dope lion up in the background, bro. So you gonna have to put yours up. We gonna have to see what you got. I also got little Spider-Man joke going on. Shout out to my friend who painted these. Really appreciate that from her. She does canvas paintings and things like that and frames them. I'll have to see if she wants me to put her IG out there. She's kind of bashful about her stuff, but I think it's good. I think it's dope, so that's why I got those. And I told y'all, hey, I'm coming with the artwork, man. I'm gonna rotate them out so you can see some of the hidden gems I got, because I got some heat. I got some heat. But I hope you all enjoyed tonight's episode. Make sure you keep checking us out. Appreciate y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one.